Chair recognizes the
Mr. Chair.
gentlelady
Thank you,
from
Mr.
Colorado, Ms. Boebert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Secretary, thank you so much for joining us today. It's an honor to have you here, and congratulations. I want to talk to you about a few things in Colorado specifically. So in my district, our ranchers and farmers, they're really struggling with the economic losses from gray wolf depredation, which is why my friend Tom Tiffany and I, we introduced legislation, HR 845, the Pet and Livestock Protection Act, to delist the gray wolf from the Endangered Species Act. The wolf population has recovered in many, many areas, and federal protections are no longer needed. This is something that, as you know, it's been back and forth on and off of the Endangered Species Act. So I would like to know, Mr. Secretary, what is the Department of Interior's position on delisting the gray wolf, and what actions are you taking or potentially taking to support rural communities impacted by these predators?
As I've stated earlier, I'll state again today, gray wolf, grizzly wolves in northern Minnesota, all these are under review. It's we'll follow the science and follow the law, but it's my understanding that we've far exceeded the recovery numbers on all of these species. And as I said earlier, we turned the Endangered Species Act into the Hotel California. You could check in but never get out, and we need to be celebrating when species come off. If the gray wolf comes off, it should be a celebration that we've done a great job on recovery.
Yes, Mr. Secretary, I agree with that, and that's actually an argument I've made in this committee time and time again, that this is a great success story of the Endangered Species Act. We have listed the gray wolf, and it seems that it has recovered, and we should trust the science. In fact, last Congress, that's what my bill was titled, Trust the Science, but we're seeing that these left-leaning states, Democrat-run states, are bringing these predators in more and more. So I want to see, will you work with Congress and to advance this piece of legislation so we can get that codified into law, and we don't have to deal with the frivolous lawsuits and prevent that in the future?
We'll be happy to sit down with you and discuss that piece of legislation. I haven't read it, so I won't specifically commit to that, but I would certainly commit with working you on this issue, because we have to be celebrating species coming off that list.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Secretary. So I've also introduced HR 131, the Finish the AVC Act, to complete the Arkansas Valley Conduit. This is a vital water project in southeast Colorado. It's been delayed since the Kennedy administration. This vital project, it would provide clean drinking water to 50,000 Coloradans. So I would like to, if you haven't read the bill yet, first ask you to look at that legislation. And if so, I would like to have conversations about your commitment to supporting HR 131 and working with me and others to secure the funding and regulatory approvals needed to get this project across the finish line.
Yep, it'll be I'm less familiar with that particular bill, but would very much look for learning more about that.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. And then we have HR 1, the OBBB, the One Big Beautiful Bill. It includes critical energy permitting reforms to boost domestic production and reduce bureaucratic delays. I'm particularly focused on a provision that includes My American Energy Act, which requires the department to process applications for permits to drill, APDs, under valid leases, regardless of unrelated civil actions, and extend APD terms to 4 years to provide certainty for energy procedures. So now, does the department support provisions like this, extending the term to a 4-year term, and other provisions to ensure that the APDs are processed without interference from frivolous lawsuits to provide for this longer period?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. And what actions is the department taking to streamline energy permitting to support leaseholders in developing our nation's energy resources?
On the speeding up permitting is a core priority of the department. A number of efforts that are going on. We've had some success. We did a pilot project on a environmental assessment and an EIS where we set targets of could we get an EA done in less than 14 days. Normally takes over a year. An EIS in less than 28 days normally takes over 2 years. We completed the first one in May. People said, how do you do that? Well, we put more time on the project in 2 weeks with a continuous SWAT team working it from beginning to end than when it took a year, when it just went from one desk to another with 30 days in between and people having to pick it up and where was it, what were they thinking and what were they trying to get. So we can deliver better products faster, those things, and part of that is then also building the IT systems to support that. So there's a lot of interesting things that we're doing where we can increase quality and dramatically shorten timeframes. And then, of course, then you don't need to just throw more bodies at it. We can create more meaningful, purposeful jobs for people that are working on the permitting side of things than when they're just shuffling paper.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And in my last question here for you, in April of last year, the BLM finalized its rule permitting for fluid mineral leases and leasing processes. This rule was constructed by the Biden administration to slowly constrict oil and gas leases on federal lands. So kind of under that permitting and lease structure here in that same vein. Under your leadership, how does the department plan to address really this dangerous rulemaking that threatens U.S. energy independence?
Well,
I'm going to have to interrupt.
Oh, we're way over. I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. I thought I was under.
Maybe
When I saw 42, I thought I had 42 to go, not over.
the secretary
Apologize. I yield.
can get that answer back to you, hopefully.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr.
Chair
Secretary.
now recognizes the